Okay, so we're on method 2, which is using transformations to sketch a parabola. Problem 5 is f of x equals negative 2 times x minus 3 squared plus 1. Okay, now I always start off with y equal x squared. Okay, that's what I do here. And so y equal x squared is always my first graph, 0, 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 1, 2, 4, and negative 2, 4, always on the graph. Okay, and then the next thing I do is I look at the a value. For us, that's negative 2, so y equals negative 2x squared. Well, the a value is going to be a vertical stretch or shrink of the original graph. It could also be a reflection about the x-axis of the original graph, like it is here. So 0, 0 is going to stay right at 0, 0. 1, 1, when I multiply the y value by negative 2, that'll put me at 1, negative 2. Negative 1, 1, when I multiply the y value by negative 2, that puts me at negative 1, negative 2. And so notice how this graph has been vertically stretched and also flipped upside down. Okay? 2, 4 is me at 2, negative 8. Negative 2, 4 is me at negative 2, negative 8. Both those off the scale that I've got going on there. Y equals negative 2 times x minus 3 squared means I've got y equals negative 2 times x minus 3 squared. So I'm going to go to the right 3 halves. And with all these points, so 3 halves 0 is on the graph. 1, negative 2 is me at 5 halves negative 2. Negative 1, negative 2 is me at 1 half negative 2. The same general shape of the parabola is going to be the same. And I'll be looking at a parabola that's facing down. And the last function is the same as the original. Y equals negative 2 times x minus 3 halves squared plus 1. The plus 1 means I need to shift the previous graph up 1 unit. So 3 halves 1 is on the graph, 5 halves negative 1, and 1 half negative 1 is on the graph. Okay, and just to tie this in here, so the vertex is always at the point HK. Negative 3 halves, or 3 halves 1, 3 halves 1 is going to be where the vertex is. And that's something that I can know right away before I even sketch any of these graphs, any of these 4 functions. I can know that, hey, my final answer is going to be at 3 halves 1. Okay, so same thing here. Problem 6. So before I sketch any graph, I can know that my final answer is going to be at the point 1, negative 2. 1, negative 2. Okay. So, well, I got to get there now, right? So the first graph is always y equal x squared. And these 5 points are always on the graph. The second graph, y equals 1 half times x squared, means I vertically shrink the graph by a factor of 1 half. So 1, 1 is we at 1, negative 1, 1 half. Negative 1, 1 is we at negative 1, 1 half. 2, 4 is we at 2, 2. Negative 2, 4 is we at negative 2, 2. Okay. The next thing, I'd go to the right 1 with each one of these points. So y equals 1 half times x minus 1 squared. I got to go to the right 1. So 1, 0 is on the graph. 2, 1 half is on the graph. 0, 1 half is on the graph. Negative 1, 2 is on the graph. And 3, 2 is on the graph. And the last graph, I'd go down 2 units. Okay, so 1, negative 2 is on the graph. Negative 2, 2, negative 3 halves is on the graph. 0, negative 3 halves is on the graph. 3, 0 is on the graph, and negative 1, 0 is on the graph. Okay? And again, the vertex is at 1, negative 2. And that's something I can know immediately just by looking at the function. Okay, so we want to write each function in the form f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. By the way, to go the other way is really easy. I just have to know which way is the, or I have to know I have to be able to, let's see here. Oh, and step 7, f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 4x minus 3. Okay, and all I would do is simplify. If I were to write it in this form. If I were to write it in the form f of x equal ax squared plus bx plus c, I would simplify. Okay. So going the other way means that I need to identify which transformations I'm going to do here. Okay, now in order to do that, I need to complete the square once on the original function. Okay, so for example, 2 is going to come out of these two terms. Okay, so negative 3 is going to be at the end, and I've got my 1 in front of my x squared term. And now I'm going to complete the square. X squared minus 2x plus 1 minus 3 minus 2. Where'd the minus 2 come from? Because I thought when I go 2x squared minus 4x plus 2 minus 3, I don't get a plus 2. Okay, so because I don't have a plus 2, I'm going to have to subtract 2. That way I've done no harm. It's like I've added 0. Okay? Now, the reason for doing that is because remember that when you complete the square, after you complete the square, it will always factor. Okay? And the factors are going to be the same. Here's x minus 1 times x minus 1, or x minus 1 squared. And negative 3 minus 2 is 5. Okay, so here I'm done. Then the function is going to be in the form 2 times x minus 1 squared minus 5. So the vertex is going to be at 1, negative 5. Okay? And that's something, of course, I would not know initially. Okay, unless I calculated negative b over 2a and then f of negative b over 2a. But I don't know that initially. Okay. Problem 8 is same sort of deal. Let's complete the square. So I need a 1 in front of x squared. Subtract out a negative 3. X squared minus 3x plus 1/4. Okay, there's nothing's different from here. And then now I'm ready to complete the square. So negative 3 times x squared minus 3x plus 9/4 equals 1/4 plus 27/4. Plus 9/4. Well, half of negative 3 is negative 3 halves. And I want to square negative 3 halves. So negative 3 squared gives me 9/4. Okay? And then I distribute the negative 3. Negative 27/4. I don't have a minus 27/4. So I need to add 27/4. Well, the reason for doing that is because this guy here will always factor, and the factors will always be the same. Negative 3 times x minus 3 halves squared plus 7. So the minus 3 halves squared is because of the fact that you're always going to get the number that you're squaring in the previous line. Okay, so remember, I had to FOIL out negative 3 halves. Okay, so to get that negative to get that 9/4 term. Okay, so f of x equals negative 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. Well, let's see here. So f of x equals negative 3 times x plus 2/3 x plus 1. If I distribute the negative 3, then I get negative 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. So nothing is different here. Now, here's where it's all going to be different. Okay? I need to take half of the number in front of x squared. So half of 2/3 is going to be 1/3. 1/3 squared is 1/9. Negative 3 times 1/9 gives me negative 1/3. Well, I don't have a minus 1/3 there, so because I don't have a minus 1/3, I'm going to have to have a plus 1/3 so that way it's like I've done no harm in that I've added 0. Negative 3 times x plus 1/3 squared plus 4/3 is the answer. So this parabola is going to have a vertex at negative 1/3, 4/3. This one's going to be at 3 halves 7. Okay. All right. After that, I've got a bunch of homework problems listed. Looks like 21 problems in all. And then on the next couple of pages, I've got the answers to each one of these here. And so that's it. Okay. Go ahead and step right there.